Folks, welcome to an all-new episode of So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan, and this would have been your Monday episode, but I was at BravoCon, so we are doing the Pop Culture Roundup on Tuesday. With us, as always, the host of the insanely good Snarkbait, the one, the only, Sophie Ross. Sophie, welcome back.
That was weird, not hearing you say, folks, welcome to your week.
Sorry, yeah. Listen, you guys, I'm on 3 hours of sleep for the last 5 days, and I feel I feel like I'm on acid. I'm slowly losing my grip on reality. And when you're at BravoCon in Vegas, it's really weird to see your TV screen come to life and then to, sometimes even be a part of behind the scenes stuff. And that's not in any kind of braggy way, but it sometimes ruins the overall experience of watching the shows because you actually talk to these people. So we're going to do a heavy BravoCon. There's so many Bravo announcements, and I think the whole thing was just exciting. But I wanted to tell Sophie is that there were so many people that came up to me this weekend and said how much they love the podcast and that they especially love the Pop Culture Roundup and wanted to check on Sophie. And that was really, nothing can prepare you for that kind of love. And all joking aside, it was just really, really, really nice. But I wanted to let you know, Sophie, so many people asked about you.
That makes me want to cry. Honestly, that's so sweet. And I know that, I always say, maybe next year I'll go.
You gotta go. It's going to be 2 years.
Okay, so this is one weekend where I actually did have a little bit of FOMO, but then part of me was like, oh my God, I would be so overstimulated. But I just want to say,
so overstimulating.
Oh, so overstimulating. But you did an amazing job. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I also got DMs of people who said they met you and you were the sweetest. And I was like, duh, of course he is. So yeah, it looked like so much fun. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah,
but again, I think I would be overstimulated.
It is. There's nothing. Truly, there is just so much going on. And on top of it, Vegas is already overstimulating. And then you're getting all of these pieces of information about Bravo celebrities, or you're seeing them in person, or you're talking to them in person, or I got invited to the talent party on Friday night because I was hosting some things on Peacock over the weekend, which I was extremely lucky to do. And it turns out I loved it. I did not sweat. Usually I would get nervous and sweat in the past. And I think, knock on wood, I might be past that. But I interviewed our pal Craig Conover. He still said he's not going to unblock you though, Sophie.
Oh, wait, did you ask him about it?
No, of course I didn't ask him about that. But I will say we had to do two. Okay, so Craig Conover, so we had to do these live spots, live things, these shoppable segments on Peacock where they were streamed live. And you can watch them still. It's on the Peacock app. But on Craig's, we did a 10-minute interview and they lost the feed. So we had to redo the whole thing all over again. But in the first one, I said, you've got a super fan named Sophie out there that wanted me to ask you, is there any special lady in, and he was like, oh, Sophie, thank you so much, but, that guy, we had to redo the whole thing and I felt so bad. And Craig, by the way, Craig's hair this weekend, he's really going through a hair journey because Saturday or Friday night at the Bravo Awards, he had a slicked back look. And then when I saw him, he had kind of a Grease, John Travolta in Grease. He had a Superman look. He had one strand of hair in his face. I will say the guy is insanely good looking. He's really nice. His people really liked that I brought up his gardening because you love to garden. I hear you make salsa, and he invited me to his backyard. And
wow.
Very excited.
On it. You should actually, when people are like, oh yeah, you're welcome anytime. You should for real take him up on it.
Well, and then even for Slade Smiley, I had a long conversation with Gretchen Rossi and Slade Smiley.
Oh, God.
And Slade invited me to the Liberace Museum because he's on the board of the Liberace Foundation, which they actually talk about on Orange County, but I know you don't watch it. But there's a lot of crazy stories I want to tell you. First off, how was your weekend? Besides FOMO, anything crazy happen?
It was good. I went to New Orleans.
Oh my God, you went to New Orleans?
I may or may not have been crashing someone's work trip, but it was really, really, really.
Please say it's your husband's, right?
I cannot say.
Cannot confirm or deny. Okay.
I can't confirm or deny. So while you guys were living it up, I was having a spa day at the Ritz. Just saying.
What's
But
it's
I was
good.
loving all of the BravoCon content. I was really, again, like I said, this was like maybe the first BravoCon where I was like, I have like a little bit of FOMO, a little bit. But then I saw things like people giving Karen Huger a standing ovation. And I
Oh,
was like, maybe I'm not like meant to be
okay.
here.
Well, let's talk about that because I saw it from a different perspective. So that was the Bravo Awards, which aired on Bravo on Sunday night, but it was filmed on Friday. And I got to go to that one. And it's, Karen Huger comes out and we all did give her I gave her a standing ovation as well. You're so swept up in the moment where you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, yes. It's like it is weird because you're not thinking about like, well, she had 4 DUIs, she served her time. You're just thinking, what a triumphant moment. It was like, if I'm old enough, you won't remember this. Gloria Estefan, the singer, she broke her back, I remember, on a concert bus.
Yes.
And
I
she
saw
came
that
out.
Broadway show about her.
Yeah, but she came out at like the American Music Awards and she was standing. And I mean, everybody was so emotional in the audience for this award show. And that's what it felt like for Karen Huger. And then you're thinking about it a day later going, well, I mean, come on, gee. But that is an interesting thing about Bravo is that there's so much criminal activity. But at the same time, you're like, well, they did survive this. Listen, Dr. Wendy was there and she seemed happy as all can be. I took a picture with Happy Eddie. Eddie looked very happy. And Dr. Wendy on her Potomac panel literally was like, I can't really talk about that. These are just accusations. But she said a lot of the people in her cast of Potomac weren't supporting her except for Stacey Rush, my girl Stacey. And I forgot who the other one was, but I was like, damn, she really handled that well. And she did not seem ashamed to be there. She held her head up high. I saw her and Eddie then again at the Friday talent party that night. She looked gorgeous, but you would never have been able to tell that anything wrong was going on in her life.
I saw that her and Ashley Darby got into it a bit because Ashley had made those comments saying Zen Wen is going to the pen, Lord have mercy. And Wendy did not take too kindly to that, clearly.
Well, listen, but that's like, they're all shade assassins in a sense, so they're all like shading each other. And I will tell you, the most exciting panels were when people actually did get into it. Like the Real Housewives of Atlanta panel, these ladies broke into like a full almost fight. And I got to tell you, it is like watching, if they did Real Housewives of Atlanta on Broadway, where you're like, wow, the live performance is just as good as watching this on TV. Some of these people just fight so well. And like my favorite panel of the weekend was Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And it was hosted by Danielle, Bitch Sesh, Casey and Danielle. And already I was kind of disappointed at the top because they said, we really can't talk about this season, but we'll be talking about Salt Lake as a whole. And I was like, oh, fuck, let's talk about this season.
What's the point? What's the point?
Well, the point is you realize how strong of a cast this is because it was just so entertaining. And they were showing us clips from like previous episodes. And I have to tell you, this strengthens our argument for showing housewives and like reality shows in movie theaters, because watching clips of Salt Lake with a 5,000 person audience was electric. It was so funny. And Lisa Barlow had lost her voice on Sunday. And there was this one part where they asked her to sing, to sing like Lisa Barlow does. And she was like, away in a manger, no crib for. And then Brittany Bateman sang, and Brittany Bateman can really sing. And they were like, Lisa, what do you have to say about that? And she's like, it's just different styles. We're just a different style of singer. Lisa Barlow is so delusionally confident, but it is so funny to watch. And I was like right across from Seth Marks, John Barlow, and Justin. And I saw them hanging out all weekend. But like even watching them watch their wives was hysterical. Like it was watching a TV show come to life.
First of all, you made me think that I need to see an episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City in the Sphere. And that maybe next year they take over the Sphere. And then when, Meredith like water bends, the audience like feels water being splashed at them.
They're doing the Wizard of Oz in Vegas and actually like things fall from the sky. That's a brilliant idea. If you get splattered with water, I mean, this would be the new Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Absolutely. Also, I heard that Jared Osmond was there and got booed, and that
he did.
Salt Lake City husbands were like dying laughing at that.
They were. Jared was in the middle section and we were to the right. And I was with like Gibson Johns and like two judgy girls. And like we were like dying. But Jared got booed. But then me and Courtney from Two Judgy Girls, we met Jared on the floor. And He was so funny, dude. He's one of those guys that, like, he's very touchy. He was like grabbing my elbow. He's like, I'm real, it's all about the fans. We're here out here for you guys. And I'm like, Jared, you're a small part of the show. But I was telling him because two of my listeners, Nick and Amy Duffy, brought me the unicorn stuffed animal to give to our daughter. It's our daughter's first stuffed animal. And
the unicorn, you got to keep it?
Yes, they bought me the same unicorn. From Build-A-Bear.
It's
not. No, it's not but no, they've got Build-A-Bear workshop where Jared got it. But Jared walked me through the whole story. He's like, I've always gotten Build-A-Bears for my kids, and we were at a mall, and the whole story, and it was really funny.
1 second, I need to show you something.
Yeah. Sophie is getting up off of the seat. She's going to grab. Oh, you've got a stuffed unicorn wait, but that looks like used. That looks like you've had that. That looks like a used stuffed unicorn. You've had that for a while.
This is Baxter's. His name is Eunice. This is, they. We're not sure. It's a they, them.
Sorry, I'm trying to find, baby. I'm trying to find my unicorn. Oh, here it is.
Hold up your unicorn.
Good night, baby. You are
loved. You are loved. And by the way, I know we're playing the unicorn thing to death and it's not going to be funny in like a week, but it was still those are the little moments that I love about Housewives that some people don't. Like, I would have freaked out if Bronwyn's husband Todd was there. Todd was not there. I will tell you, Bronwyn looked insanely gorgeous all weekend.
Outfits. Loved it.
And I walked around her a couple times, and I got to tell you, she's the one I was too intimidated to talk to.
Wow, really?
I talked to Mary Cosby. I did not talk to Bronwyn because I actually like her so much, and because I was scared that if I posted a picture, she'd go to my account and see like the first picture is me dressed up as her mom, Muzzy, and then the rest of the videos are me making fun of Todd farting and stuff like that.
I feel like of all people, Bronwyn would actually appreciate that.
I think so, but on the off chance she wouldn't, I just didn't want to risk that because I do like her so much. But I don't know. That was like one of the things where I felt like a true fan. Like I was like a shit-eating grin during that whole Salt Lake City panel. I want to also tell you the new Vanderpump Rules. They showed clips from the first episode. I got to tell you, it's almost sad that they have to call it Vanderpump Rules because the clips that I saw were funny. I was interested in hearing more. Like, all joking aside, I just think that it's hard with that name, but I have a feeling this actually might be decent. You just have to forget that it's Vanderpump Rules. I also got information. I was told months ago that they were going to be changing the theme song. There was going to be the same song, but they were going to update it a little bit. There was going to be a White Lotus vibe to it, and that is not the case anymore. They are just going with the straight Dina Deadly.
Great.
And I did also get information that Peter is in it, but he's not in it. You just see him in the background.
So the same thing.
The same, by the way, which is comforting, I think. So, but that was on Sunday after 3 or 4 days of insanity. I got there on Wednesday night. Thursday, there were so many kickoff parties for Threads, and then Bravo for the creators had a kickoff party, and that's when Kyle and Schwartz came together and got into a big conversation. I think I'm going on Schwartz's podcast next week, and Kyle. So there was a big Page Six article that came out.
Will you tell Schwartz that he should change his podcast name to Schwartz and All?
You know what? I will actually tell him that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But there was a big Page Six article that came out the day before BravoCon that Kyle and Amanda Batula, his wife, are living separately. And I did talk to Kyle a little bit about this. And Kyle knows me a little bit. He said, I think we're going to see this play out on the spinoff in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But he said they're very much still together. He said, yes, there are some issues. but they're very much still together. I think they were a little blindsided by that article, and I felt really bad for Amanda all weekend because I think she kind of really takes that stuff very personally. But I do think there are some issues that we're going to find out more about, but that they are very much still together. Hair loss isn't just about hair. It's about how you feel when you look in the mirror. Hims helps you take back that confidence with access to simple, personalized care that fits your life. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays. Doctor-trusted, clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. No hidden fees, no surprise costs, just real personalized care on your schedule. Think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back to your old self with a simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for real health concerns all in one place. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/sobad. That's hims.com/sobad for your free online visit. hims.com/sobad. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Featured products include compounded drug products with the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Bravo and Cocktails was before the Page 6 article. There were several submissions to Bravo and Cocktails.
Oh, was there?
Like making their rounds, and it was different people submitting this information.
What did they say?
That they were living separately. It was basically the same thing, that they are not doing well, living separately. And I know that some sleuths noticed that Kyle in his like videos, there was only one side of the bed made up and it looked like he had his own hotel room. And I don't know if that like really tells you anything.
Wait. Are you talking the hotel at BravoCon?
At BravoCon, sorry. I don't know if that tells you anything because Amanda is going to have like a glam squad and probably will need more
That's
space.
true.
So like I would understand actually if a married couple like had 2 separate rooms for their BravoCon.
And I know Kyle was out very late at night. He had his DJ set on Friday night at Hakkasan, which I was like, what's that?
Sorry, I was just going to say that I saw him DJing while Sheena performed Good as Gold. Did you see that?
I didn't see that video, but he had multiple DJ activations, but like Hakkasan was like the big club appearance. And on Friday, he put me on the list for Hakkasan. And, you know, by the way, when you're like day 0 of BravoCon, you feel like you're on top of the world. You're having free drinks. You're like, this is amazing. Oh my God, I'm on top of the world. And then, you know, it turns out I'm old, and it turns out you think the club thing through. You're like, yeah, it'd be fun for one song. And then what am I going to do? What am I going to sit? You know, like how, but I will say every clip I've seen of Kyle DJ, I'd love to be a hater, but I love it. Like I'm like, oh my God, I like this shit.
I think he actually DJs versus Meredith Marks, who just like presses play.
Oh, dude, I saw DJ Meredith Marks open Friday's BravoCon. I got there because I wanted to see the magic, and it is so ridiculous. But guys, when I posted that, I get a kick out of seeing things that are so bad it's good. Like there's like the famous, the nasty, like there's that vocal, and then they've mixed it up. I know Meredith didn't do the mix, but like Seth is out there, and she's like just so like pressing one button, and she has the glasses on. She's like, you know, are you ready to have a good time out there?
She has the one headphone. She's like,
yes, it's so funny, man. And now we have DJ Dorinda Medley, who I saw on which, by the way, Dorinda, she's 60 years old. She looks insanely good.
I saw her with like a high slit. She had like hair extensions and a ponytail. I was like, oh my God, Dorinda.
She looked amazing. Sonia was a bit of a mess, as always.
Yep. I love how Carol also was wearing like a sweater and jeans.
Comfy casual. Carol Radswell, what an icon, because comfy casual. It was odd. Like she was there and she seemed to be getting a kick out of everything. Also, God, oh yeah, so Thursday it was like the Threads party, the creators party, and then I was with Ronnie and Ben and Danny Pellegrino, and then we went to Margaret Joseph's soiree event. And that was like that's when I got into a deep conversation with Eddie Judge, Tamara's husband. who actually, I'm telling you, like I would have conversations with people where I'm like, I kind of like this guy. I kind of like, we were talking about cameras. We were talking about fights on camera, like it was very, it's God. Sometimes you just wish you didn't meet the people because you want to stick with your opinion, but at the same time, you're like you do come off a certain way on camera. But even at the highest of highs, when I'm flying too close to the sun, I'm reminded of that because it turns out that entire Margaret Joseph's party, my zipper was down, and finally Margaret Joseph is like, "Honey, I don't know if you know, all night your zip has been way down. Your zip is completely down." And I was like, "Of course it is. Of course it. I've been exposing myself to all of these people." Seth Marks is hysterical. Got into a deep. Abe Leachy, Aaron Leachy's husband from Roni. Yep. We've known each other, and we're both into like jam bands and the Dead and stuff. And Abe talks about the multiple times he's done ayahuasca and that a life-changing experience.
Wow.
And Abe is Demois' lawyer.
What? Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's so random. But
Isn't that random?
Love that.
Yeah.
I saw that, Roni is going to move forward with Aaron, Jessel, and Sai. And then I guess some newbies.
It was weird, like the way they would release information over the weekend was like at the beginning of the weekend, Andy said, we're close to a cast. And then on Sunday, he said, we've got our cast. Now, they never officially said these three are in it, but at the same time, they put out a video with an apple and the three dancing around. We all knew that already. It was just like at the Valley panel is that they're like, Lala and Schwartz are joining as full cast members. We already knew that. Like, that wasn't a big surprise, but it was the official announcement.
God, I was like kind of hoping that the Lala thing
it's like
real.
Full effect. Speaking of Psy, though, there was things that are still happening on the last day of BravoCon. Is that there was a panel hosted by Michelle Collins on Sunday that Madison, where they asked who like the rudest Bravo celebrity, and Madison said Sai De Silva from Roni, and then
wait. They were playing a game. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, please.
You, even though I wasn't there. So they're playing a game where like it was like guess the Bravo celebrity that I'm holding on my forehead. Austin was holding a picture of Sai.
Yes, that's it.
And so Madison said, "This is the meanest girl that I've ever met."
That's it. Yeah.
And then Austin turned around and Austin didn't know who it was.
Well, I mean, listen, that's the problem with Roni is that you don't remember a lot of the cast members and they wait so long in between seasons that it doesn't really help their case. And then Sai, commenting on this, said, we've never met. Not all brown people look the same. And then Madison fired back today and screenshotted the DMs between them.
Wait, she posted a picture. Sorry. To correct
no, please. Guys, I'm out of it. Sophie might know more.
She posted a photo showing them at BravoCon sitting next to each other on a panel 2 years ago at BravoCon, literally sitting next to each other. And she goes, yeah told ya, and then tagged Sai. And then she posted a DM of Sai saying, leave me alone.
Sai goes, listen, girl, leave me alone. I don't know you, and I don't remember sitting next to you 2 years ago. And then Madison writes back, well, you remember me now, bitch. And then Sai wrote back, I still couldn't pick you out of a lineup. You're extremely unmemorable, which isn't true. People remember Madison.
Sai proving Madison's point.
Exactly. And this isn't, listen, I guess all press is good press. I met Sai once or twice and she's really been really, really nice. But I thought this was so interesting. Also, we had news come out. We had a couple of people secretly recording people having arguments, one being Shep Rose talking to some of the cast members of Southern Hospitality, where he's like going off talking about Paige DeSorbo and Craig Conover's.
Wait, I think I missed this. What did he
Oh my
say?
God, just page 6 just put like, he was like, this girl broke up with him on a fucking podcast. Like, are you like, come on, man, bite the hand that feeds you. Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? And, and then Paige DeSorbo wrote under the video, I can lend Shep some money if he needs it.
Oh my God. Wait, like Shep has a weird fixation on Paige. He like
really
her.
And I don't even think that's allegiance to Craig. It almost seems like women hating at a certain point.
It almost seems like a psychosexual fixation.
Well, I hope there's a chapter in Shep's new book, which is going to be coming out. I did find out Shep has a new book that will be coming out, I believe, the summer of 2026. So Shep is writing another book. At the Bravo Awards that aired last night, the hardest joke, Andy kind of did a roast, but the last joke was insane. Like, I was screaming. And the joke said, Craig is single. He's hot. He's a business owner. He's on a successful podcast. Oh, wait, those are words to describe Paige. And man, I got to tell you, I felt like I was at the Def Comedy Jam. I was like, whoa, like we were like just screaming. And then Craig was doing, can we guys, if you are over the age of 35, if you do the heart emoji with your hands, like that needs to be outlawed. Like I like Craig, but like he by the way, he seemed like a very good sport about it. But it was still so brutal. Let's see what else. Vicky Gunvalson is coming back for season 20 of Real Housewives of Orange County. Andy presented the orange to Vicky, and Vicky was, are you kidding me? Are you joking? And he was like, nope. And they, by the way, that's ballsy because they didn't even work out a contract yet. So like Vicky could ask for anything at this point, and it's already announced. What did you think about this news?
Oh my God. I've talked about it before that I would love Vicky to come back to OC.
I love her to come back, but I still don't think it speaks to the actual problem of Orange County, where I'm like, okay, like, well, Tamara's a mess on this show right now. Yeah. Shannon, I had a really lovely conversation with Shannon and her daughter, Sophie, on Friday night. And I do want to announce, I think I have, which, by the way, because Shannon keeps going, when am I coming on your podcast? And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I just saw that you did Nick Vialli's podcast. So I think you're probably done. She's like, oh, stop. Right. And then what I have worked out, and I think this is exclusive to this and not Nick, I have the first sit down interview with Archie Bedore. And I think that's going to be huge. And I did talk about that I wasn't super happy that they got a second dog. And I'm forgetting Shannon's second dog's name, but and Shannon says the new dog, kind of a maniac.
Well, we'll see what Archie has to say about that.
Exactly. So tune in I would love to have Archie, but then make a clip like, the Nick clips where it's like the most dramatic thing in the world. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. She doesn't give me enough treats. Ronnie and Ben from Watch What Crappens killed it at the Next Gen panel on Sunday. And I got to tell you, they were perfect for that because there's something about that cast, even though I love that show, they're kind of flat in a certain way. Like they don't really know how to argue with each other, but they kept it moving. They kept it fun. And it looks like the second season is going to be pretty intense from the things that they were teasing. So, but I was just really happy for Ronnie and Ben, and they are just two of the loveliest people. I mean, all of them, Danny, I didn't meet one asshole this weekend. I don't think.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
And you guys, I know I'm really over talking, but I'm just trying to piece together the weekend and share what I think might be interesting. I wanted to tell Sophie this story. And if you listen to Jeff Lewis this morning, you might have heard this already. But so I was going on very little sleep, especially like Wednesday night I got in, and it turns out Salt Lake City was amazing this week. And I needed to do my recap, and I didn't fall asleep till like 5 o'clock Thursday morning because I wanted to get the recap out. Not that anybody needed it, but I was like, people need this. And so I got it. I was on very little sleep, going through the day, went to all of these parties. And then Friday, BravoCon started, and I had to do these live Peacock things. And that went really well. Then I had to go to the Bravos. That was cool. But then since I was talent on Peacock, I got invited to the VIP talent, party, the kickoff party. And I was like, okay. And that was at the Four Seasons where they were all staying, all the Bravo celebrities. So I'm exhausted, but I'm kind of like, I'll go to this party. They, of course, don't give you a +1. You're lucky to be invited. I get to the Four Seasons, and there's like so many just fans outside the doors of the Four Seasons. And you guys, I felt on top of the world because there was a lot of Jeff Lewis listeners there and like people that listen to the podcast. And they're like, Ryan, and they're like taking pictures with people. I'm like, hey, just going into this VIP party. I'll take some time. Sure. And I start walking in the doors. And the bouncer's like, show me your room key. I'm like, I don't have a room key. I'm invited to the party. No, you're not. I'm like, yeah, here's the email. No, you're not. And then he goes, hey, is this guy invited to the thing? I think he was just talking to nobody. And he goes, no, you aren't. And he manhandles me out the door. In front of all the people I just took pictures with that I thought I was all badass. And fucking the McBee Dynasty guys in their cowboy hats watch me get thrown out. And Stephen McBee's like, you okay, buddy? You okay? You all right, man? You all right? And I've interviewed Stephen, and I was like, it's not a big deal. And so I'm like, getting to contact people. And then Michael Beck, who I know who's a producer, he saw me. He's like, come in with me. And he leads me in. And we go into like this sectioned off thing, which I think is the talent party, but it's packed. And I noticed a couple content creators, but I'm like, I thought there'd be Bravo celebrities here. And then I go to the bar and I have to pay for my drinks. And I'm like, God, Bravo's like this feels a little cheap, like it's 4 seasons. It's nice, but I just paid like $25 for a drink, but like, okay. And then I'm talking to Emily D. Baker and I'm buddies with her. And about 45 minutes in, I was like, yeah, I just thought there would be, I don't know, it said talent party. I just thought it would be different. She's like, oh, honey, the talent party's like down the hallway. So I spent like 45 minutes and then she led me there. And you guys, it was like heaven opened up. Like I'm at BravoCon right now. And I got clothing from Quince with me. I have this beautiful black top. I've got this amazing jacket. Quince came through once again. Now, we're in that kind of season of cold mornings, holiday plans. And this is when you kind of want your wardrobe just to be simple. Stuff that looks sharp, feels good, and things that you will actually wear. For me, that's Quince. And the bonus, Quince pieces make great gifts too. This season's lineup is simple but smart and easy with Quince. $50 Mongolian cashmere sweaters that feel like an everyday luxury, and wool coats that are equal parts stylish and durable. Their denim nails the fit and everyday comfort, all at a fraction of what you'd expect to pay. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middlemen to deliver premium quality at half the cost of other high-end brands. So you can give the luxury quality pieces without the luxury price tag. Give and get timeless holiday staples that last this season with Quince. Go to quince.com/sobad for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/sobad. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sobad. You're greeted with champagne and yeah, it was like, and then every Bravo celebrity known to man is in this room. They've got like this amazing food buffet. They've got everything. And like immediately I see Countess Luann's fedora. I see Matt Rogers, who's now dating Fraser Oleander from Below Deck. They're dating. So Matt Rogers is there. Ronnie and Ben were there. Thank God. Cause I mean, Ronnie came up to me. He's like, you look a little thrown. Cause I was like, imagine seeing all of this. And I got into some amazing conversations with Bravo executives that like this one lady in particular was so nice. She was like, listen, we know who you are. We're a fan, we really appreciate your work. We'd like, I want to introduce you to Andy. And I was like, no way. And so he brought Andy over and I had like one small meeting with Andy at the Roni premiere a couple years ago in New York. And at the very end, it was like, this has got to be a 10-second interaction where I was like, dude, you helped me get into the Grateful Dead. And he stopped and goes, no way. But he was getting yanked off. And I said, he goes, dude, we met at Roni, the Grateful Dead. And I'm like, you remembered that interaction? And we got a picture together. I don't know, you guys.
Andy commented on your Instagram.
He did. Yeah. He said, on the Muzzy thing, but I didn't tell him that was me. So I'm sure he didn't put that together, but I was like pitching shows to Bravo executives then. I was like, what if we did this? Like, what if it was so fun. It was like me, Ronnie, Ben, Kiki Monique, the Bitch Sesh girls, like Michelle Collins. We closed that party down. But on the way out, I started talking to Gretchen and Slade because I had to interview Gretchen the next day. And I was just very open. Like I was talking about the God and the Jesus and and she's like, we hired a digital forensic specialist. And I was like, it just looks this way, and then it was a very intense, interesting conversation. I have to say, all of these, like even them, very likable in person, very likable where it really throws you. Now, listen, I'm not a fan of Tamra this season, and it was very interesting to hear them speak about it from their perspective. I don't know. These are the things where you hope comes up in a reunion, but it was, And by the time, because that was the night, Hakkasan was that same night, and so I was talking to Wes Wilson. Oh, God, I talked to Jesse Solomon, and I talked about his live show, and Jesse Solomon's going out on tour, so he's going to come to LA. And he's like, you got to come to the show, man. You got to come and talk to West about his fashion choices because he was wearing a bandana out of his back pocket, pretty tight.
Of course he was.
And he remembered me. He remembered me from our interview where I wore a bandana over my head like him. I talked to Lindsay Hubbard about parenthood. Lindsay was talking about her baby and about us and our baby. And she was kind of very flirty with Austin. And I said, do not sleep with Austin. And she's like,
God.
No, but she goes, are you fucking kidding me? I know that already. Are you fucking kidding me?
I love how her and Carl at one point were like, hey, look at us. Look at us.
Well, Carl.
Wait, what?
Well, Vanita from Southern Charm went on a date with Carl, and she's going to go on another date with Carl. And by the way, they all went to Hakkasan, and I was like, no, I'm going to stay here because I was like rarefied air, I was talking to producers and stuff. So they all went to Hakkasan, but I was there so late that when they came back from Hakkasan at 3 a.m, I was watching Carl come in. I was watching they were all getting bussed back in. I wonder how many people, I want to know which Bravo celebrities slept with fans this weekend.
I saw Wes Wilson quote a tweet that was like, oh my God, Wes is going to sleep with so many fans this weekend. I wish one would be me. And Wes quote tweeted it with a GIF or a picture. I can't remember exactly what it was. So I was like, oh, please. But did you see that he, in an interview, said that he had his eye on Ariana Bierman?
I did see that. Yeah, that was from Next Gen. No, I mean, I got to tell you, it was really over. That party itself was very overwhelming. And then my phone died, I guess. But I was in deep conversations. I guess my phone died at 2, and Rebecca woke up and I guess was texting, where are you? Why's your phone up? Da, 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 da. And then finally I got it plugged back in by the Uber driver or something. And I was like, babe, you don't understand. I was talking to Gretchen and Slade. And she was she goes, I don't fucking care who she's like, you Gretchen and Slade, are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, no, and then I was like, yeah, that's pretty idiotic. But I didn't even look at my phone because I was in deep conversation.
Don't lie. You woke up in bed with Heather Gay and we all know it. Don't lie.
Yeah, it's true, but that's actually very true. There was also a reunion between Teresa Giudice and Joe Gorga and Melissa Gorga, but I don't know. They're saying it's real, but I'm sorry. It's a little too convenient, and I feel like they all want to work. They all want to be on their show.
Did you see what Andy looked so over it when he was asked about it? Again, was not there, but I consumed all the content.
Yes, please.
Andy looked so over it when he was asked about it. He goes, you know what? I hope they're doing it for them and not for the cameras, because he quoted, I think maybe Caroline Manzo. It was the fans aren't going to be there at your funeral.
Oh, wow. Damn.
That's actually deep.
Well, because I do think a lot of these Bravo celebrities will do things to make it look good for producers and Bravo. And then even Bravo goes, it's not real. So, yeah. I mean, I think I like Andy's thought, though, of yeah, well, okay, let's see where we're at in a year. Let's see if it's real. Let's see if this is real. And I think Teresa was at a point where they really were willing to pull the plug and not have this happen. And I think they all need it. I did talk to Joey Gorga. I reminded him that we were at his comedy show a couple years ago, me and you.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, awesome. You got to come to my stand up this weekend, bro.
Oh,
and
he's still doing stand up?
Oh, yeah. He was doing it all weekend. And by the way, I saw pictures of it. It looks like he's doing the same exact set. Remember when he was laying down on the chairs talking about effing Melissa? It looked like he was doing the same joke, but we exchanged numbers. He said he's going to come on I don't know, you guys. Heather Gay was at the Threads party, and I didn't approach. I just turned my back. Everybody was
because it was awkward after you guys woke up together.
Yeah, this was before we hooked up, but I couldn't bring myself to. And Sierra was at that party too, and I didn't. It wasn't I was nervous. I don't know. It was okay, cool. But Heather, I think Heather blocked me a while ago. So what am I gonna say? Anyways, Salt Lake City. I did talk to Angie. I interviewed Angie Katsanevis, and we talked about this week's episode about the airplane fight between Meredith and Brittany and Lisa. And I said, Angie, where were you on this? And she's like, I've got old ears. I don't know. I was asleep. I didn't hear really anything. What is your take on this week's Salt Lake City with that in particular?
I don't know what to make of this. I keep going back and forth because is there a chance that Meredith was on Ambien, Xanax? Can't remember how she was acting.
Exactly. Well, because that would make the Mary conversation at the end a lot easier to digest because, remember, Mary Cosby doesn't like Brittany Bateman either. So when Mary is saying you have an issue, and by the way, Whitney's not going to convince Mary to come in on some plot to destroy Meredith and Lisa, because Mary wouldn't deal with that at all. But I think Mary was more concerned with maybe you're taking something, maybe this isn't like you, this isn't very becoming. When Mary was like, Meredith, when she whispered, Meredith. And I do think,
like, at the same time, if it was like that bad, I can't believe, because I know that there was crew on the plane.
There was
also,
producers in that section.
No one thought to take a video or just like a live photo.
But why make up? But then, like, if they're making if two producers are in that cabin, and Heather, Whitney are making a lot of this up, I think the producers would have to come out and say, you're making this up or you're telling the truth, because producers were there. But Lisa Barlow going, I didn't do anything. I just went to Brittany and said, give me the fucking TikTok. Well, that sounds like you did something if you're saying, give me the fucking TikTok, which also, I don't care if she did do it. Like, if you are going to bring up that somebody cheated on somebody and you're going to bring out that information, I would be mad at that person too. But it seemed... But like Meredith Marks pulling Brittany's hair and spilling wine on her, like that is pretty funny, but it is turning into a mystery. Also, right before...
Wouldn't like a flight attendant or like an air marshal get involved if it was like really that bad?
Yes. I mean, like right now, like how many TikTok fights do we see about like people on planes? I see it all the time on TikTok. Like everybody's recording these things, everybody's talking about it, and you usually are asked never to fly the friendly skies again.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe there's like a celebrity kind of vibe. If I was a fan of Housewives and I was an attendant and you're fighting, I'd probably get a kick out of it, even if it's in the air. But they take their jobs very seriously. So I don't know. But it's another one of those weird Salt Lake City mysteries. Also on Wednesday, TLC very, very deftly announced that the Mary Cosby docuseries about Mary Cosby and her church and her relationship with her husband / step-grandfather comes out on January 1st, 2026. What a way to kick in the New Year's. But they released that at the time where they knew BravoCon was coming up, so Mary would be in the headlines, and she's so universally beloved right now. Did you watch the trailer for this?
I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't even know there was a trailer for it yet. I saw like just the news about it, and I was so shocked by the amount of people being like, "We don't give a fuck. Mary rules." And it's like, no, like I think if there is someone who is leading a church and taking advantage of church constituents, that is something that we should care about. I'm sorry, it is.
No, it is something, but it's that bigger conversation, like what we were talking about with Karen Huger, what we talk about with all people, is that the fandom is based on who they are, right? Now, in our normal lives, maybe we don't fuck up that bad. Maybe we're obviously not cult leaders, allegedly, or maybe we're not cheating out like taxes and all of this stuff, but I don't know what is the answer? Like, that's the part that even confuses me as a fan sometimes.
I'm not saying kick Mary off the show if she's guilty of this, or kick Wendy off the show, or kick Karen off the show. I actually would rather all of them stay on the show. I think it's them in particular. I think it's a case by case basis. But I think when it comes to, all of the fans being up in arms that there's going to be a documentary about churchgoers being taken advantage of or swindled out of their money so that Mary can be dripping in designer clothes, like, I think that's a story worth telling.
Okay.
And the fact that people are like, no, I don't want to see it.
Okay. No. I completely agree with you. But I also want to say, is there room with any of these people to see, like, has Mary grown at all in the last 4 years? Because what I've seen, and maybe this is, and by the way, her son got arrested again this weekend for breaking the court order and like staying away from his wife.
And apparently biting an officer.
And it's like, he's a very troubled kid. We have seen growth, at least on the television, of Mary becoming softer, actually wanting to be there. And, life is hard. But listen, if you're going to make a documentary, I'm going to watch this thing. Of course I'm going to watch this thing because I want to know more about our church. But also interesting timing, because this week, Salt Lake City is the reopening of Mary's church. That's this week's episode. Yeah, Andy said that at BravoCon, and it said it's an insane episode. But this is all just like really interesting timing. But to your point, she was the star of BravoCon. I mean, people were chanting, Mary, Mary,
I like Mary this season. I
I
like
love
Mary.
Mary.
Generally, I know that she has, said some very strange, foot and mouth type of things in the past. And I think the whole church cult thing, is obviously very bizarre, but overall I do like her. And I understand why the Bravo fandom is like loving her right now. She's had a great past 2 seasons. And obviously the storyline with her son really humanized her.
And
But
and
yeah,
by the way, I told you when I first started watching Salt Lake, hated Mary. Hated her all. And that's why I always crack up in my recaps, because I'm like, how did it become where I am agreeing with Mary? She's become like almost like the reliable narrator in a sense. Like, this podcast is sponsored by Walden University. Do you ever catch yourself thinking, hey, what if I could go after what I actually want and really make a difference? Well, if you do, you're not alone. And that's exactly why I want to tell you about Walden University. For over 50 years, Walden has helped working adults like you get the W with the knowledge and skills to build the future you want and make a difference where it matters most. With 100+ degrees and certificates, it has never been easier for students to find a program that matches their goals. And with Walden's Tempo Learning, you're in control. No set weekly deadlines, no rigid schedules, just the flexibility to progress towards your degree at your own pace. Available in select programs. If you want to make a real change, Walden University. Set a course for change. Certified to operate by chef. That to me is always fascinating when a character can start a certain way and then you completely change your own mind on them. Because I already knew about the church allegations for Mary for the last couple of years. Like, I was aware of this and I knew there was a documentary coming. I just didn't know if it was on ice. Like, this had been in the works for a couple of years from my understanding. But it'll be interesting to see how. I know Mary obviously is a very interesting person because even how she speaks, she always says like 1 or 2 words wrong in every sentence. And I don't know, she's a very confusing character, but they all are in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Like, I love Lisa Barlow and I never agree with anything that she says, but I love her. My God, she's entertaining.
I mean, yeah, the cast of Salt Lake is perfect. It's one Real Housewives cast they should never change. I think with the Mary thing, it's like, I think with like innocent people are involved, that's what gets me. When you think about like if there are churchgoers that have been taken advantage of by her, which we don't really know yet what this documentary, what will exactly be in it. I didn't even watch the trailer, but like, I don't know. And it's the same thing with like Karen Huger, where it's like, you're lucky you didn't kill anyone. Like, I know
Exactly.
we love you on TV, but like, think about like these average people that have been harmed or like potentially harmed by your bad choices. Like, it just, I don't know, it makes like a.
Well, that's why.
Conundrum.
They showed the mid-season trailer for Potomac, and it ended, of course, with Andy in the dead of night going to Karen Huger's residence and does a sit-down interview in the middle of the night with Karen Huger. And Karen in the trailer is like, I think something like, we have to talk about my addiction.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see that. Like, man, if she's accepting responsibility, if she's not drinking anymore, well, then it's like, well, maybe prison worked. Maybe you always got to hopefully leave room for people to hopefully be able to change or see the error of their ways. And to your point, wow, she got off easy by not, thank God she didn't kill anybody. Thank God. But at the same time, if you follow these people's lives, I am so interested to see the reuniting with her husband. And, and there's something kitschy about doing a dead in the night interview. Like, that's that serious, folks, that Andy had to sneak away in the middle of the night. That's very kitschy.
Remember when Andy
Luann?
went to interview Luann?
Yeah, and he was in like a little polo shirt.
With a bottle of rosé and his shoulder to lean on.
Oh my God, you remember the line. That was totally right. Dude, if Luann's voice gets any huskier, I worried for Andy's voice by the end of that weekend. We got to put Andy on vocal rest pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else. This was actually breaking news today. Another footage caught by a fan was Lindsay Hubbard in a fight with Tom Sandoval and his girlfriend, Victoria. At 2:30 in the morning, a fan caught this interaction where it looked like Victoria and Tom were fighting with each other, and Lindsay was kind of in the middle of them, and Victoria stormed off talking about Tom Sandoval's ego. So I have no clue what this is about, but it is funny because Tom Sandoval all weekend long was talking about how beautiful this relationship is and all that stuff. So Tom must have done something that night to upset Victoria. I don't know how Lindsay plays a part in this, but it was really interesting. And you can't help sometimes but feel, I know he's the captain of his own ship, but man, even at the traders panel, I think it was the traders panel, he said, hey, I'd be maybe I will come on the Valley. You guys want to see me on the Valley? And it was resounding boos. Like, no.
It's actually sad.
There is an element where you're like, oh God. And then, Ariana there for one day and she's like the queen of BravoCon, but listen, that's, when you live a good life, when you're, a good person and you get opportunities and you excel at them like Ariana has, I'm glad for people like Ariana, and I'm always curious where Tom does go from here. Anyways, that was interesting. Wait, did you know any dirt about the Lindsay thing and the Tom?
No, I saw the video that you saw, but it was like there was no context. I couldn't really understand what was going on.
They also announced this weekend that Ultimate Girls Trip is back, but it's called the Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip. I knew about this a couple days before they announced, and what it is, it's kind of cool. It's to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Housewives. So you're going to have iconic housewives going from city to city that they have franchises in, and they'll be picking up iconic housewives along the way.
Are they going to be on a tour bus?
I hope it's a Sprinter van. They've got to be in a Sprinter van, but deck it out.
They need somewhere to sleep.
Oh my God, it'd be great if it's the next bus.
Yeah, or the Road Rules bus. Remember that show?
Oh God, what if they rent the old Road Rules Real World bus and they take I don't know, but I like leaning into nostalgia. I like when you celebrate 20th anniversary is something, so I don't know, that is special. A lot of things don't last 20 years. So I was excited about this. We also saw our first look trailer for The Real Housewives of Rhode Island coming in 2026. And Ashley Inaccato, is that how you
Yeah.
Ashley I from The Bachelor Nation. She's one of the leads in this. You see her crying in the trailer. It's a lot of new characters to keep up with, but it looked well done. I mean, it looked good. I don't know. I'll be watching it. Did you have any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I mean, I love how much of the trailer. I saw someone tweet this, so sorry to whoever tweeted this that I'm stealing your joke. It was the majority of the trailer was dedicated to just explaining the concept of Rhode Island. It was
this is where it is.
State.
Yeah,
we're a small state, but we got big drama. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone knows everyone on these spots.
But you know what I liked about it? It seemed like some of these ladies already knew each other. It's not like the Roni reboot where they were meeting. It seemed like they were meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love how people also are like, oh my God, how am I going to tell these girls apart? We say that
every time.
For every new franchise, you're going to be able to tell them apart after episode 4. I promise.
Yeah, but no.
Shut up.
I've told you, Sophie, from my only thing that I feel like I can get back to reality television is I want to institute my digital name tag rule where you have to put digital name tags on each. Yeah. The technology exists where there's a little digital name tag. It's not too glaring, but that way you put it on for the first 6 episodes. And so that way you never have to feel guilty about not remembering the people because there's a little digital.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay. I think it's a good idea. Let's see what else news came out of BravoCon. Potomac, Atlanta, Summer House was funny. I mean, I don't know. Everybody looked great. Everybody looked
My favorite part is Amanda Batula, because I'm just thinking of the Bravo celebrities that I follow on Instagram. Posted a story where she's walking in, after having her glam done and look stunning. And all the fans that are roped up, they're like, Amanda! Like, I love the way that we treat these Bravo celebrities like they're like Ringo Starr.
Oh, you guys! I mean, the whole area where everybody shopped, like selling their wares, is called the Bravo Bazaar, and Bravo celebrities would walk through, and man, you would think it was like the Beatles. I had to interview Marisol Patton from Real Housewives of Miami, and when she was walking up to the booth, I mean, I thought somebody was going to get hurt. I mean, that's like people are like pushing each other out of the way, screaming. It was great. I got to interview Dodie, Craig, Marisol, Sutton. Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle once again teased her sexuality, seeing that I'm more open about things. At this point, I don't care. I don't care.
I could be with Brad. I could be with Anna.
Sometimes I see penis and I like that. Sometimes I see a girl's flower and I like that.
I could be with, what did we say? Brock? I could be with Michelle.
I could be with Brock. I could be with Michelle. I could be with
Ronald. I could be with Nancy.
I could be a throat goat, but I could also go down on you like nobody's business.
I could be with Dr. Frankenstein. I could be with the creature.
Oh, can I say once again, we talked about Frankenstein last week, but that movie has not left that movie has not left my mind. In fact, I don't usually do this, but I was like, I think I might need to watch it again. Like, because I love to watch movies again, but it's a long movie. But I was like, I think I want to see it again.
Oh my God, it's so good. I also love all the people being like, what does it say about me that I wasn't attracted to Jacob Elordi until I saw him as the creature?
Yeah, it's like, put on your Frankenstein makeup so we can bone.
Yeah. Yeah. The Frankenstein makeup stays on during sex.
Yeah, put it on. Yeah. It's like, it really is. It really is a very special movie. I'm very excited about that. Now, also this weekend, when I was at the party at the Four Seasons, before I got to the real party at the Four Seasons, one of the people in there was Marciano from Vanderpump Villa. And this season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And I know Marciano because I've talked to him before. And I got to say, he looks jacked. I don't know if this guy was like, knew that this season was coming out, so he got super ripped. But I said, oh, hey, you're in this season a lot, bud. And he was like, yeah, a little bit of a love triangle. And,
oh my God,
what episode are you up to on the third season?
I'm only on episode 4, I believe. Episode 4 or episode 5. So I still have a ways to go. Because I binged The Beast in Me with Claire Danes.
On Netflix
this weekend. It was great. Highly recommend. But yeah, he's so fucking annoying. Like, go away. Also, when there's like one scene where what's her name? Michaela, I think her name is, the boring one, where she goes, he's just looking so Botoxed out. Like, he was extra shiny. He had his lip gloss on, and then it pans to him and he actually was so shiny.
It is funny. Their commitment to saying mom talk has not left. And I love that they'll be talking about extreme trauma from their past. Like, I'm talking extreme trauma, you guys. Yep. And then they'll be like, well, I hope this doesn't screw up mom talk. And I'm like, why do we keep saying mom talk? Now, So Bad It's Good, the podcast, is on episode 9 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. But I will tell you, I really did dig this season. I've dug all the seasons, but I thought it's great. But also, I think it's an interesting look about how fame kind of doesn't change. Like, these people are always... There's like Arrested Development with them. It's like they're so childlike. And Rebecca was saying, this is why you got to have weird college experiences. This is why you got to go out there and live life. Because if not, you act like a 12-year-old about any kind of sexual relations or any kind of like, even with the Marciano stuff, it's like, oh, they probably just kissed on the lips. But for them, that's like, you're going to hell. That's like a three-way,
It's like, did you make out or was it a peck? Did you actually have sex? Oh my God. It's like so crazy. But oh my God, what was I going to say? I lost a train of thought.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I was going to say, how the fuck did you have time to get through 9 episodes of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? It just dropped on like Thursday or Friday, and you were at BravoCon.
No, Sophie, they gave it to me. A week early. But I will tell you, it really helps if your partner likes the shows. Like, she actually digs Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So we watched 9 episodes in like 3 or 4 days. She was like, let's finish it. But we haven't watched they didn't give us the finale episode, so I still got to watch that. But it is worthy of your time. It was, it's one of those shows you'll catch up to. But I'm very interested. Also, Taylor, Frankie Paul, obviously The Bachelorette, they're already deep in filming for the new season. They're already deep in filming, and Taylor Frankie Paul was on the Golden Bachelor finale in an interview with Jesse Palmer and said, it's really, she already has some deep feelings for people. And I really want to know how that's all going to work out.
I actually just saw like a grainy photo of her kissing one of the contestants. I think he's like the hot guy, like the one contestant where everyone's like, this is going to be Tyler Cameron of the season because he's really like just like model hot.
Oh, really?
So I don't think that's a spoiler. I
don't think it's,
one of the contestants that she ends up making out with at some point. So yeah.
Wait, did you get to the episode? Did you get to the episode when Lana Del Rey is on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
No.
Yeah, when they go to Stagecoach, and Lana Del Rey's a huge fan of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and she's literally like, "Are you guys filming right now? Oh my god!" And then she's like, "Tell me, is Whitney a bitch? Is Whitney a villain?"
I'm sorry, I had a sneeze and then I lost it. No, I haven't gotten to that yet, but that's so fucking funny. That's what's so interesting about these reality stars. Like I said, like they are kind of regular people that all of a sudden are A-list celebrities.
Well, think about like always think about like the worst month or worst year of your life, and imagine the reality cameras being on for that. And I think once that happens, you're almost locked into this kind of vortex of misery that you make money off of. Yeah. And like, that's what I'm like, just imagine, because we've all had that worst month or that worst year where you're like, dude, I acted really out of pocket. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. Imagine cameras on you for that. And then you're locked into that. Like, I'm a hero, I'm a villain, I'm this or that. And that's why it's interesting for Whitney to go this far on Dancing with the Stars, because she was considered the villain. And I'm really curious because she's not in a lot of season 3. And when she is, she's like, I'm literally here because they told me I could potentially be on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, that's why I'm here. And I'm like, does that make her look? She admits, fully. It's really hysterical. She's like, she goes, yeah, I want to go on. I can win. And you kind of, it's that Lisa Barlow confidence where you're like amused, but you're also kind of a little disgusted. But that's, I think, it's like, I was raised to be extremely humble, and sometimes I hate that about myself. I wish I could be ridiculously confident like Whitney is, but there is something that I find like, well, it's a little distasteful. I don't know, but she really is a talented dancer. She's insanely good.
I mean, that's what everyone says. Everyone who watches.
I wish I could get you.
Yes, I know.
I wish I could get you Dancing with the Stars.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, listen, what is going on with Snarkbait? It was all the talk at BravoCon. What are we dealing with this week?
You know what? Maybe.
By the way, guys, it's Dark Energy Tuesday. So now you got so bad and we're going head to head. This is really horrible for us.
We talk about non-Bravo related stuff. Oh, we do talk about Manda possibly in trouble.
Yeah.
On Dark Energy Tuesday today, but then also Kris Jenner's birthday party, Paige Lorenz going on Hallie Batchelder's podcast.
Who is this Hallie Batchelder? Like, well, who the fuck is this girl that I keep hearing about?
She's Alex Cooper's new number one
protege.
And she went viral a couple weeks ago because there's a clip of her saying, "I hate condoms." Condoms just they're disgusting. I got the biggest ick from a guy who wanted to use a condom. Ugh. And I have an IUD, so who needs condoms anyway?
A majority of the men out there are like, this fucking chick is awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's yeah.
So is she lame or is she? I mean, do people like her because she's a wreck? Is she like a?
Her podcast is called Extra Dirty, and she brags about not using condoms. So like,
well, and by the way, isn't that like old Alex Cooper? When it was like Gluck Gluck? Yeah,
exactly. So this is like her new protege. Yeah.
So that's who Thursday's episode is about.
No. We talk about her on DT today. So listen, Dark Energy Tuesday. Thursday's episode is about the one and only Scooter Braun. And we do like a little deep dive on Patreon about Sydney Sweeney tomorrow on our Patreon. So
Scooter Braun. Yeah,
I know.
I mean, I know that's a dark thought, but I was like, do you think Scooter Braun's good in bed? Like, he seems like one of those people that he probably hired like a love coach to teach him how to do things.
Stop.
No, I mean, do you ever think about that?
He's just, I don't think he's good in bed or good looking or anything. He's really, really, really rich. Like, you might not realize it. He literally has a house that's $65 million and a private jet. Like,
But
he is
by the way, that's you don't need to be in good in bed. That's like good in bed, just having
exactly,
that, you know?
Exactly. And I think that's, I mean, I'm so perplexed by Sydney Sweeney's like career choices lately and just blunders, and also her relationship with Scooter Braun. It's like, you're Sydney Sweeney. You could have anyone. Like, why Scooter Braun? So we talk about all of this on like both of these episodes, kind of trying to make sense of all of that. So.
Did you see that footage that was released of Kim crying, studying for the bar? Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what do you want from us? Like, what do you want us to, just tell us what you want us to feel, Kim? Like, are we supposed to feel bad for you? Like, like, I get it. It's hard to study. Like, I cried in high school too. Like, what do you want? What do you want from us? Like, just tell me what you want. Like, it was just the bar. Is that going to make you happy? Oh, did you see that picture? I know we'll get going in a sec. So sorry. Did you see that picture of Britney Spears having a sleepover with Khloe Kardashian and Kim Kardashian?
I hated that. I felt like I was like,
what is that?
Something illegal. I felt like I needed to call the human trafficking like hotline that they have in like women's bathroom stalls.
But like, why do you think that was happening?
I don't know. It's very nefarious, especially considering the Kardashians are close with Lou Taylor, and Lou Taylor was literally at Kris Jenner's birthday party.
Exactly, and that's why I'm weirded out. So it's like, is this trying to make inroads with Britney? Britney obviously has issues. That is not what I'm saying at all, but it just seems very skeevy and weirdly toxic for them all to be hanging out.
Yeah, very
nefarious. But I don't know Britney obviously needs friends, so I just hope she's not being used once again, because I just feel like the Kardashians don't do anything without some sort of goal in mind.
Exactly. It's just sinister.
Okay, you guys. I know there are about a million things I forgot, but we got to get back on the road of like releasing podcasts. We'll have new episodes all week. Obviously, Snarkbait, go rate it 5 stars. Patreon, all of that jazz. What an amazing weekend. I'm going to have more to say about it all week as my memory comes back to me. I truly have not gotten a lot of sleep, but man, thank you guys for being patient. Sorry I didn't release an episode on Monday. And that's it, folks. We will talk to you next week. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I just want to say congrats, Ryan. You killed it at BravoCon. I'm so proud of you. And
I got to tell you, Sophie, I just said I don't like to be, I got to tell you, I think I'm okay at this. I think I could do this more. Like, I think it was actually fun. And then they let me like riff and it was fun. So
you're really
I don't know.
Coming into your own, kid.
I know. I was like, I've always said by the time I hit that casket in my 80s, I'm going to finally get my big break. So I'm really excited for that. You already started your week. So just keep having a good week. Go listen to Snarkbait today. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.